Ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome to this special ceremony. This is the grand final of the international competition of the Green Building Solutions Awards. And I hope you're all having a very good time in Glasgow. As many of you are aware, this is a hugely important moment for humanity, a hugely important moment for all of us. And we have a great privilege, of course, all to be gathered here in this very prestigious room in this fantastic city. So thank you to Glasgow for hosting us. I also wanted to say that, as many of us realize, it's a huge challenge, isn't it? Crisis and the last 10 days of negotiations have shown us how difficult it is for us to reach agreement and to make progress. And I think that's why these awards and this moment is extra specially important, because actually, as governments are trying to step up to solve this crisis, business also needs to step up. And I think actually today, this event and all that we represent here is very much about business stepping up to the challenge of the climate crisis. So I'm delighted to be here as your host. My name is Brian Kilkelly. I'm the Chief Executive of Climate Business, and I'll be your host, introducing various speakers coming up and down on behalf of Construction 21. So thank you, Construction 21, for inviting me to support this event. And I'd love to introduce you now to the President of Construction 21, Christian Berlich.
Thank you, Helen. Madam Minister, ladies and gentlemen, dear partners, dear candidates. Welcome to the Winners Gala of Green Solutions Awards 2021. And thanks to Alain Cazet, Councillor of the City of Glasgow, to host this event in this gorgeous building of the City Chamber. Thanks to Barbara Pompilli, French Minister for Ecological Transition, to be with us. As President of Construction 21 International, I'm very happy man tonight, especially after 18 months of pandemic. It's a great pleasure to meet you in person again. We never stop the activity of Construction 21 as everything or almost is online. But this ceremony is a rare opportunity to gather so many talented professionals from all over the world, an opportunity to discover innovative solutions and inspiring projects. Finally, it is also an opportunity during the cocktail to exchange about our goals, our dreams, our practice. So let's enjoy it. Tonight, Construction 21 Teams is also back to the COP after 3 years. Last time it was in Poland, in Katowice. And for these 2 years, the climate urgency is higher than ever. We all know about the huge challenge we are facing today: climate change, biodiversity loss, resource depletion. And we are all worried about the too slow evolution to address them efficiently. That is why, beside the international negotiation and the public policies implemented by state, we think there is a need for simple but efficient action. And first, we need to know how to implement better solutions at all levels. That is the goal of this contest. The same since 2013. We know how. Thank you. I have a nice team to help me. To identify outstanding projects designed and built by innovative professionals able to inspire all the other ones. Describe them, the general approach, the selected solution, the costs, the stakeholder involved in the project, and then disseminate them by an intense communication activity. Our mission is to showcase this project and this solution as well to the professionals who are behind this project. So tonight we will discover in many places in the world talented professionals that have already implemented solutions which could be easily replicated at large scale. And we hope that this solution will quickly become standard of the market. This contest would not exist without the support of our partners. I would like to warmly thank all the candidates, of course, but also our media partners, the Global ABC for its institutional support, and a great thank also to our sponsors, especially our international sponsors, BNP Paribas Real Estate and Aegis, for their precious support. Without them, this contest could not exist. And before giving you the floor, dear Alain Cazet, I am pleased to declare open this international ceremony of the Green Solution Award. You have the floor.
Thank you very much for that kind introduction, and good evening, everybody. I know we have guests from all over the world here tonight, so I've got a broad Glaswegian accent, so I will try and speak very, very slowly so that everybody can understand, so I'll try my very best. So welcome to our City Chambers here in Glasgow, the heart of our host city zone for COP26, and the heart of the city government in Glasgow for over a century. It's a privilege to greet you here today and to provide you with this magnificent space for your award ceremony. The Green Solution Awards is a key moment here at COP in the wider work of the Construction 21 network, and one which Glasgow is very pleased to host. Glasgow has set an ambitious target of achieving carbon neutrality by the year 2030. We face significant challenges in terms of decarbonising the built environment and the transport sector. We share these challenges with every other city in the world, and whilst their weather, geography, and sometimes cultures can be very different, all of us need to learn from our successes and reflect on our mistakes. We know we need to do more to make a transition to a greener economy and society, and we need to act quickly. Innovation in technology and our finance and the ways we approach these challenges is obviously vital. That is why this award ceremony is so important this evening. It offers us new perspectives, and perhaps just as importantly, it gives us confidence that we really can find solutions to the biggest issues of our time. Your last award ceremony had 192 candidates from 37 countries across the planet. This is a real testament to the global reach of Construction 21 network and a sign of the levels of innovation which are being applied across our world. The awards rightly take account of the very different climate challenges we face as cities, regions and places. We in Glasgow live on the northwestern edge of Europe, and believe it or not, we get a lot of rain, as you may have seen over the last couple of days or the time you've spent here. So surface water management and the flood risks are key issues around this city. But if we get too much water as it falls from the skies, then we know that many of other places have severe issues with little water and too much heat. All of us are seeing the local weather impacts of global climate change. Whilst it is absolutely vital that we decarbonise our economy and society as rapidly as we can, adaptation and climate resilience are therefore equally important elements of our city policies and action. Here in Glasgow, we have established a Place Commission to help us think about buildings, people, infrastructure and the public realm. The city conversation is, of course, about that built environment, but also takes a broader view about spatial planning and what we call placemaking. So it's good to see how the Green Solution Awards have expanded to include buildings, districts and infrastructure. We need consideration of all of these elements if we are to take an integrated approach to low carbon and climate resilient places. Cities like Glasgow have to work with the physical reminders of our own history. The legacy of our high carbon past still casts long shadows. The closure of industries left the scars of derelict and often toxic land across the city, an ongoing blight and a barrier to prosperity and well-being. We are committed to ensuring that the city makes a just transition for our people to a greener economy, and society, and that we address inequalities of access to high-quality green space and protect biodiversity. This is especially significant in Glasgow, where 70% of us live in flats, or tenements as we call them, and the experience of lockdown during the pandemic has taught us huge importance of public realm for walking, cycling and wheeling. Our distinctive tenemental build form is also a huge challenge for energy efficiency retrofit, and we currently have a pilot project to bring tenemental blocks up to passive house standards to help us retain the best of our architecture whilst making it fit for a net zero city. Glasgow's relationship with the Construction 21 network has been fostered by the city's participation in the D2 Grids project. This has been led by Clyde Gateway, and I want to commend it as an outstanding example on a national basis for Scotland and locally for us in Glasgow of an approach to place, people and prosperity, which has low carbon energy, climate adaptation and good quality green jobs at its heart. That is a mark of the city's ambition and a tangible example of how we remain connected to our European friends and allies on a range of policy discussions. Today's awards help us all to learn from each other, to celebrate successes and to address the key challenges of our age. It is therefore a privilege for the city to host you, and I look forward to hearing about your award winners later on this evening. So thank you and enjoy your time in Glasgow. Thank you.
Thank you, Alain Gasset. Thank you. And I have now the honor to call Barbara Pompilli, French Minister for Ecological Transition, to join me. You have the floor.
Thank you, Christian. Alain, ladies and gentlemen, I'm very pleased to be here with you in this magnificent Glasgow City Chambers. My presence today aims to highlight the importance of the building and construction sectors, and more broadly of the sustainable city in achieving the objectives of the Paris Agreement. I know that I'm speaking to an audience that is already convinced, and some of you have already been rewarded for the excellence of the projects they have carried out. Buildings account for 1/3 of total global energy consumption, and this share is growing dramatically. To face this situation, housing renovation is essential. That's why the French Recovery Plan invests 6.7 billion euro in the renovation of private housing, the renovation of public buildings and social housing, as well as in the improvement of the energy efficiency of tertiary buildings of SMEs and VSEs. This investment is crucial, not only for reducing CO2 emissions, but also for its strong positive impact on local job creation. It's a part of the solution to grant a just transition, creating large added value. Clearly, this challenge cannot be solved at national level. For this reason, we are fully engaged in the Global Alliance for Building and Construction, launched in COP21, that we co-chair with the World Business Council for Sustainable Development. This alliance brings together 34 countries and more than 160 organizations mobilized for zero-emission, efficient and resilient buildings. In this framework, we support actions on the ground through the Energy Efficiency Programme, which is particularly active in Tunisia, Morocco, Senegal, Mexico, and Vietnam. Such commitments at national and international levels are based on the strong cooperation between public authorities and private sector. This approach is reflected in the projects presented to the Green Solution Awards. They are a good example of the great mobilization of different stakeholders to improve buildings, districts, and infrastructures. These projects present interesting solutions carried out by many innovative and skillful architects, engineers, producers, and builders, all engaged for the transition. I wish that all the innovative solutions awarded tonight will help inspiring and improving standards for the whole building sector at a global scale. Congratulations to all winners to be announced, and thank you for your commitment for the preservation of our planet. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Minister Barbara Pompilli. Thank you. So I will leave the floor to, I don't know, le maître de cérémonie, the master of ceremony.
Great. Thank you very much, Christian. Thank you, Minister. Fantastic. I'd love to introduce now Veronique Pape from Construction 21, who will just explain a little bit more about the awards. Veronique.
Thank you, Mrs. Pompilli and Madam Minister. Very proud to be there tonight. I just wanted to give you a few words about the back office of this contest, because you will discover the winners, but what is behind. This year, for this edition, we had almost 200 candidates. So that means that building about 148 buildings, 15 eco-districts, and 29 infrastructures. That means energy, renewable energies system. It can be mobility, it can be urban services, it can be infrastructure about circular economy, so many things like that. And all these candidates were analyzed by national juries in the different countries where we have some platforms and teams. The result of this first tour was 52 finalists. So they were the champions of their different countries, and today they are the basis of the selection the international juries did a few months ago. So you will discover all these finalists, and you will discover especially the winners and the mention the juries selected for you, because they thought that it was the most inspiring projects which could be disseminated and showcased everywhere, and we hope that they will inspire the whole building sector in the next months and years. Just a last word to finish. Today is the closing of the contest for the 2021 edition. It is also the start of something new, the new step, because we are going from tonight to communicate about all these winners, about the solutions, about the stakeholders who are behind this project, because behind this project there are people, men and women who are very committed to engage the profession on more sustainable construction. So we are going to communicate with many different channels. That is our job. So about web, about social media, about videos, about conference, about webinars, and many other means of communication. So I would just like to now leave the floor to Ryan, and now can start the presentation of the winners. So enjoy.
Fantastic. So now we're at the moment, hopefully you're all waiting for, which is let's get on with the award ceremony. So what I'd like to do is first of all invite our jury representative, Roland Hunziger, to come and join me on stage, Roland. So our first prize is going to be the Districts Prize, and we're going to run through the kind of finalists, and then of course look at the mentions and the winners. This is the jury. Ooh, if we could just go back maybe to the jury. Thank you. Now Roland, as you might spot, was not actually on the jury, but we didn't manage to, none of the jury members could make it, so Roland very kindly offered to come and join us and present this award. And maybe I can just introduce Roland to you to start with. So Roland is the Director of Sustainable Buildings and Cities at the World Business Council for Sustainable Development. Roland is also a representative of the Global Alliance for Buildings and Construction. And as you've already heard, the Global Alliance is hugely important to all of us here in terms of the work it does, and it's been a great supporter of this competition since 2016. And actually many of the jury members that you'll hear about today are also members of the Global Alliance for Buildings and Construction. So a very important partner, and Roland, we're delighted to have you here as their representative, as well as from the World Business Council for Sustainable Development. Thank you for joining, Roland. So, Alexa, we can roll now and show those finalists. Wonderful. So some great projects. Roland, I'm going to hand over to you now to kind of say a few words about this particular prize and also explain to us how on earth did you manage to reconcile and choose the winners and the mentions out of this?
Thank you very much, Brian, and thank you very much for having me, Madame la Ministre, dear Councillor of Glasgow. Ladies and gentlemen, it is really a great pleasure for me to represent the Global Alliance for Buildings and Construction here tonight. As Brian said, I'm the co-chair of the steering committee alongside the government of France, and I really would like to thank you for all the leadership you have taken since the founding at COP21. We're now at COP26, and you will see tomorrow is the Cities, Regions and Built Environment Day. And through the Global Alliance and with many other partners, we are bringing a very strong message here to the COP about the built environment and its size, how important the emissions are in the built environment, and that we need to work together on a joint vision and to deeply collaborate. So that will be on the menu tomorrow. And even more so, these examples tonight are so important that we can show how through collaboration we can really change this sector. So I'd like to thank you for having me here, and also the hopefully continued work we will do in the Global Alliance. It is really very important. And so I'm here to represent the jury, but it's actually a good thing I was not on the jury because I'm from Zurich. So that's actually one of the projects here. And I, of course, love that one. So, but I do represent the jury. And so it is now my big pleasure to raise a little bit the ambience in here. And we will start with the mentions first in the Sustainable District Grand Prize. So there is not one, but many cities, a multitude of urban histories around the globe, and needless to say, developing, improving, renovating or building a district is different depending on where you are. So we apologize that not all quality projects can be a win. And we award a mention to the commercial and residential of Suzukian Industrial Park in China. With this mention, we would like to highlight the remarkable collaboration between China and Singapore. Moreover, more than the work on a district, it is the construction of a sustainable city that mitigates the impact of the arrival of new inhabitants in this region. So you can imagine the importance of the challenge. Long-term governance, mobility, territorial planning are only some of the issues at stake. So,
fantastic. Thank you, Roland. That is a brilliant project. And how about the winner? Is the winner also covering a whole city?
So, the big winner also has the ambition to adapt the territory to its uses. And the winner is Nanterre Cœur University. In Nanterre, in the immediate vicinity of Paris, the project actors have endeavored to recreate a link between the business district of La Défense, which probably many of us know, and the popular residential areas. This was done by taking biodiversity into account, creating important spaces for life and soft mobility, while at the same time being very ambitious on the energy aspect. Now fully delivered, this district has been one of the pioneers in promoting positive energy buildings and an urban smart grid involving various renewable energies. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Roland. That's an amazing winner. Brilliant. So we're going to have a video, I think, now of the winner.
C'est un quartier qui est à la fois un quartier démonstrateur, puisqu'en fait aujourd'hui il préfigure ce que devront être les futurs quartiers de gare de la métropole du Grand Paris, des quartiers animés, des quartiers agréables à vivre, des quartiers intenses, mais en même temps des quartiers agréables où les logements sont spacieux avec des vues intéressantes, où la végétation est présente et où en même temps on a une animation grâce au commerce et aux services de proximité.
On a fabriqué en fait une proposition avec notre partenaire d'Alkia Smart Building autour d'un double smart grid. L'essentiel de ces énergies sont produites sur place et consommées sur place. La clé, quand on veut faire un quartier vertueux, c'est de penser un quartier dans lequel on combine différentes solutions pour arriver à une solution complexe, mais une solution pertinente.
Fantastic. So one last final applause for Nanterre. All right, wonderful. That's our first category. Our second category now is infrastructures, which of course is hugely crucial to all aspects of the cities and districts and where we work. Who can imagine a functioning city or district, or building in fact, without some infrastructure to support it? And we're going to have, first of all, a speech delivered by video by the sponsor for this category, from Martine from Aegis.
Hello everyone, my name is Martine Joroyon. I am Chief Transformation and CSR Officer at Aegis Group. Aegis is an international engineering and operation company in the construction and transport infrastructure sector. At Aegis, we are strongly committed to contribute to global carbon neutrality. And for that, we have two main levers of action. The first one is a systemic eco-design approach, and the second one is a very proactive innovation policy. We are very proud to support the International Green Solutions Award. These awards highlight remarkable projects that show us that innovative and operational solutions already exist. In the face of the climate emergency, the challenge is to accelerate and increase the number of initiatives. This is why we must promote them and demonstrate that we can build differently to fight against climate change and for the well-being of the population. I was very impressed by the quality of all the projects submitted, and beyond all the projects, there are men and women with a lot of passion, creativity and commitment. Congratulations to all the teams.
Wonderful. Roland, over to you for who the mentions are.
So let's go. I'm pleased to announce as our first mention. Did you show the project?
Sorry, actually, we've missed the jury moment, haven't we? I do apologize. So, this is the jury for the infrastructures. Again, I guess, Roland, you're not on this jury either, are you? So, doing a good job. And here are the finalists. Wow, yet again, some fantastic projects there. Another very difficult task, I can imagine, for the jury, Roland.
Absolutely. And again, one has to pick a winner, but all the projects really are outstanding, and we thank all the participants. So yeah, just to release a bit the tension. So the first mention goes to Lighting Plan 4.0. Lighting Plan 4.0 has attracted the attention of the jury. This low-energy modernization of motorway lighting in Belgium takes into account various factors such as affluence, biodiversity, location, to reduce light pollution and consumption. This project is also replicable to other light projects. I believe we are joined by...
I think there is a joint one, yes. Yeah. So, let's find out who is with the joint. Urban Farm of the Vegetable Arch. And I think we're now going to invite the Chief of Chief of Staff to join us. Dominique Perrin.
It is indeed our pleasure, and apologies, Mr. Perrin, Dominique Perrin, Chief of Staff for the Ministry of Energy, Mobility and Climate of Wallonia. Thank you very much for joining us.
Fantastic. Wonderful. Two fantastic projects. As you can see there, we couldn't just award one mention. We had to mention two. And Roland, yes. So next is the winning announcement.
So after this little hiccup, I'll still do the tension as before. I'll announce the second mention. Now, you've already seen it, but it is the Urban Farm of Vegetable Arts in Paris. With its 1,000 square meters of rooftop crops, it supplies fresh fruit and vegetables to the cooking school located on the premises. A great example that relies on education to raise awareness of the importance of integrating nature in the city. And I believe we're also joined by two colleagues from Cueillette Urbaine. I think we are joined by Pierre-Frédéric Bouvet and Julien Girardon. Merci, and please join us up here. For you. Please, let's see. No, Christian? No, we'll do it without. Christian, avec toi? Here we go. Thank you. So, Brian, are we ready now?
I think we're ready
and
now.
And we're not giving it away this time.
You're clear. You're clear for takeoff.
So, by betting on the circular economy, this project shows how urban areas can be sources of materials. The Maverick Pavilion in Germany is built entirely from recycled materials and can be completely dismantled, a feat in terms of sobriety that should send a signal to all planners and builders. The winner is Maverick Pavilion. Thank you. I believe we also have a video on this because unfortunately they were not able to join us.
The Maverick Pavilion proves that it is already possible today to build sophisticated architecture entirely from materials out of the urban mine and to apply the principles of circular construction. The pavilion reactivates 4 different material families. The facade and roof are constructed from recycled glass. The load-bearing structure is made almost entirely of directly reused steel elements. All furniture elements are made from recycled plastic. And the pavilion floor and all of the garden landscaping is made out of different elements reused and recycled from mineral demolition waste.
Fantastic. Another round of applause for the winning project. Well done. And Roland, thank you very much. Your duties are executed. It's very kind of you. Thank you for joining us, Roland.
Thank you.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, our next category is buildings. And I'd love to invite to the stage now Stéphane Pompilli from Energies 2050, and also Georgia Tsar from the Passive House Institute. You both join me on stage, that'd be great. And also we're going to now look at the jury representatives. So we have quite a large jury. And these are the finalists. Wonderful. So, Stefan, did these live up to expectations?
Frankly, yes, by the way. And also because more than that, this kind of building also, gives some inspiration. So this is very important. And also this is a significant, let's say, category because tropical and subtropical, let's say, area are quite significantly large worldwide. And it is rather difficult to create something to be, low carbon, low energy, with raw material, with everything dealing, to be as less as, let's say, with a negative impact on the environment. So this was really inspiring. And when we decide to work on the, let's say, to discuss, first of all, I want to thank also all the colleagues of the jury because it was quite passionate as discussion. This was really clear. And by the way, we were thinking also, can we drive something to make some others to be concerned and have inspiration? This is also some point because many of this kind of building also can be adapted someplace, but not in position to be scalable and to be, duplicated elsewhere. So this is this kind of challenging we faced. But by the way, at the end, we have no mention in this one. So we have only the winner directly. So it is quite simple. And so we have decided, so there is no suspense because no mention, directly the ones. We have decided to award the Centre Médico-Social de Rivière-Salée. For those who know the place, it is located in New Caledonia, Southern Pacific Ocean. And I imagine, yes, it's very good you have a look to the patio because this is among others what we have in mind because at the end it is really locally based as a concept. It is also with, let's say, on architecture. It is reusing kinds of symbols which is locally based also with wood and raw materials. It is also prefabric. And the building also, it's a kind of medical building. So it is very intensive as energy and especially to cool. And here it is very interesting because they have some innovation. For example, they use low pressure chimes and patio also with a circular natural ventilation. And also the atmosphere you can imagine is really comfortable, confident. So we really appreciate both the efforts on materials, the effort of design, and also the way that the building is endorsed at the local, infrastructure level. So it was really appreciable. So, and we decided this one will be the winner of this edition. That's it. So
fantastic. Thanks, Stefan. Wonderful. And Giorgio, great. So we'd love to invite now to the stage Claire Pascal from the Winning Project. Claire, congratulations. A round of applause for Claire. Congratulations.
are we going to have a video?
I think.
I think we have a...
Great. I think Claire, do you want to say a few words? Please do.
It will be very short. I would like to start with a big thank you to Construction 21 and more specifically to the jury of the Green Solutions Awards. This is a huge honor to receive this award, rewarding a collective and long-term endeavor. As a very ambitious and exigent architectural project, the realization of the Medical Social Center requested a lot of perseverance. The main challenge of sustainable construction in tropical climates is to offer comfortable buildings without using air conditioning. Of course, this involves an appropriate architectural concept, but more importantly, users' habits change management. Today, this award is giving thanks to all these efforts. It comforts me in my commitment for sustainable architecture. This award is to be shared with all the design team members and more particularly Antoine Perrault, Architect's Office, present from the early age of this project conception, the engineers and technicians without whom nothing would have been possible, Laetitia Franzini, sensible landscaper and loyal friend who is present with us today, and last but not least, my partner in work and life, Jocelyn Meschen-Moser, from the Laboratoire d'Écologie Urbaine, who made a success of this big adventure. I would like to finish by carrying the voice of the people from the Pacific, minorities who are too often forgotten. Thank you for them and for shining a light on our small rock, la Nouvelle-Calédonie.
Fantastic. Thank you, Claire. Great. And thank you, Stéphane. If you can, please if you can have your photograph taken there, that'd be great. Yeah. Christian? Christian, join the photograph there. Wonderful. Thank you very much. Okay. Stefano, thank you very much for joining us.
I have another one, I think.
You have another one? Oh, sorry, you have to mention.
Yes, we have another jury. Not this one. I think it's after me. I will be back.
Wonderful. Okay, moving on to health and comfort. So this is our next category in the building section, and I'd like to invite Jean-Marie to come and join me on stage. Augustin.
Thank you, Brian.
You're most welcome.
So, for this category, we had to select one project among 9 very, very good candidates. It has been a very difficult choice. So before announcing the winner, however, I would like to award 2 mentions. The mention 2 is going to Borda in France. Then the project has a very good comfort. So this project has a very good comfort, although not using any conditioning system. Then the building is well incorporated in the city, and finally it has also a very strong social aspect. The project was made with the people who will live and will work in the project. So we wanted to highlight this building for all these reasons.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
It's a very, very good project. It must have been very difficult to choose from all these. And you mentioned there was another mention?
Yes, there is a second mention. So the mention 1 goes to the project Passive House for the Elderly in Spain. It's very interesting because it's the cheapest project. So it's around 1,200 euros by square meters. In British pounds, it's more or less 1,030 GBP by square meter. So it's very cheap and having great qualities. So it's a complete construction that considers the comfort for elderly people. And also the building reaches the passive house standard in energy and air quality. So
Fantastic. Two very, very beautiful projects. It must have been very difficult to choose a winner from this one.
So we go to the winner. I'm so glad to announce the winner of the Health and Comfort Prize is the project Schröder 2020 in Luxembourg. Obviously, it has a very good health and comfort performances. It reaches the German DGNP certificate, which is not so easy to obtain. It has a good ventilation, it has CO2 detectors, has acoustic comfort, and so on. We are in health and comfort. But the project has also many other qualities that we wanted to highlight by deciding that it was a winner. The cost is very reasonable. It's 1670 euros by square meter. In GBP, it's 1430 GBP by square meter. And the employees were included in the project, and the building is very much connected to its surroundings. So congratulations to the winner. Thank you very
Fantastic. I'm just going to invite Denis to the stage to do the presentation. Fantastic. If you wouldn't mind moving to over there for your photograph, that'd be great. Thank you very much. To the to there. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. Great, and congratulations. Please do come and share us some thoughts on your winning project.
Thank you very much. It's a great honor to be here, and I'd like to thank everybody who contributed to the success of our project. The particularity of Schröder 2020 is that we were on one side client and on the other side the civil engineering consultants of the building. In this way, our company slogan, Engineering the Future Together, also became the guiding principle for the construction of our new headquarters. From the beginning, sustainability and the well-being of the future users of the spaces were among our main objectives, and we tried to involve our employees as much as possible in the planning process. The result of our cooperation is a fully accessible, flexible, and very convivial office building that responds exactly to our needs. Our innovative concept includes semi-private working areas without doors, common spaces like meeting rooms, think tanks, lounges, a company restaurant, and many outdoor areas. We paid particular attention to the acoustic and visual comfort of the spaces, while another main objective was an optimal indoor air quality. We occupy the new building for nearly 18 months now, and we are proud to see that the result is convincing. We achieved our goals as our employees are comfortable and like to work in the new building. As a conclusion, we can affirm that the investment we made financially and in manpower for the people who use the building, who work there, it was worth it. We are convinced that Schröder 2020 is a step in the right direction, while the perfect, healthy, sustainable and zero-carbon building still remains the big challenge for the future.
As President of the Luxembourg Green Building Council, I am also more than delighted that our building has received this recognition. And I hope that the experience and the know-how developed in the project can be applied to other projects. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Wonderful, another great project. So, on to our next category, which is energy and temperate climates. And I want to invite Stefan and Francis to join me here on stage for presentations.
So thank you again for this opportunity. But by the way, I also have to mention I represent the jury. So because we're very high-level guys, we have a very lovely discussion. So I'm here because I am in COP, but so far one of them should have been there also. So they are friends, and we have a very nice discussion. So if you jump to the,
Fantastic.
to the
Yes,
jury,
here's our jury.
Most of them are also friends, so at the end, so they could have been there. But by the way, it was very interesting as a discussion also because, you know, in this, let's say, latitude, we have many, many, many buildings, and this is also an increasing number of, let's say, projects which have been proposed. So the discussion was really focusing on trying to find something to be, you know, so visible at the end, so it can create some, let's say, attractiveness and inspiration again. So that was the challenge. So here, in this category, we have 3 mentions and 1 winner. So it means it was rather complex to at the end. So we have 3 specific mentions. The first one, maybe it will jump to the picture again, is a biosources, the renovation of 24 social housing units in eastern France. This one. And we can make a clap. In fact, it is a very well-known technology with quite a significant use of prefabrication. And it's really interesting because they build everything in a very short period, with also some people living inside and not moving too far. So it was very interesting. And they can really be applicable very well in many, many different countries. So this is why we have this concern. And also, they were also using some wood as material, so it was interesting. So this is why we decided to give them a special mention. The second mention is, I will try to pronounce it correctly, CO2 neutral building in Magnendorf in Switzerland. So this one is slightly different at the end, but it's very interesting also because it is very technological oriented. So we use many, many things as an integrated approach to make the buildings, so it's covered with photovoltaic, which is quite, let's say, traditional now, by now, but also they produce more energy than they consume, and also they have a foreshadowing, and also they can just distribute what can be looked as a building of the future, you know, to be positive energy building with low consumption, so it's very interesting, but it's technology oriented.
Great, thanks, Stefan. I also I'd like to invite Francis Schwall from NeoBuild Director to come and join us on stage as well. Fantastic. And would you like to say a few words?
Of course. Thank you very much. It's a great honor for that mention. For us, with our unique technology, we're just bringing aesthetic, because solar panel, everybody knows, but sometimes you don't want to put it on a facade or in some places where you want some aesthetic. And here we can bring, as you see, solar panels with color. Even the white color, you have solar panels and bringing energy. That's our aim. Thank you.
Thank you.
And so finally, we had a third mention, and also a very interesting project. So it's a Arroyo Fresno nearly zero energy building, passive house, plus from Spain. And it is very interesting also. And why? Because it is a passive houses, this is clear. And clearly it also gives some, let's say, vision at what will be the building in the future with no need for cooling and also no need, or at least really low need for heating. So it is very interesting and can be duplicated in many, many countries. So it anticipates the regulations, the forthcoming regulation, and is very interesting. So this was also the special mention.
Fantastic.
And
right.
finally,
and the winning project.
Finally, the winner. But in fact, it's a kind of mix of the three previous one at the end. So, and it was we had some discussion, but it was very interesting project. So it is the winner. So is the Italian project. So Brancati Middle School project. And this one, so for those who don't have the picture, please visit the website from Construction 21 because there are plenty of pictures of this project, and it's very well designed, very inspiring, and also very locally based with the comfort of the user, which are children for these times. And so it's a passive school, and it also makes a common sense of, let's say, a construction with collaborative process, and also the budget is very, very small for this kind of building. So this is why at the end we decide it can be the leading one for this edition. So
fantastic. And do we have Marguerite Finnemore with us? Great. Marguerite, please do join us on stage. So we'll just have a few words first from Marguerite, and then we'll do the photograph over here afterwards. So please do.
Yes. Thank you so much for this prestigious award. And on my behalf, the Mayor of Pesaro, Matteo Ricci, and the Council of Public Works Department, Enzo Belloni, I am so honored to be here. I would also like to thank all the team that contributed to the significant achievement: the contractor Conscop, the construction firms Idrotermica Coop, Formula Servizi e Siema Impianti, and a special thanks to Davide Dursi, Monica Fantini, Michele Gardella, Antonella Conti, Matteo Cattedra, Giorgia Giolenzi, Mirko Valdifiori, Luigi Cancedda, Massimo Battani, Luca Barbaresi, and to all my colleagues, professionals, workers involved in such achievements. Due to their high competencies and skills and a very strong collaboration, it was possible to achieve such valuable results in achieving sustainability. Let's give me just two examples. 1,300 euro square meter is the cost of this school building, that is the standard cost of a traditional school building, and less than 10 CO2 kilo square meter per year emissions compared with 550 of CO2 kilo square meter per year of a conventional school building. But what is the most important is how we achieve such results. I would like to highlight that it is not only a unique achievement of the school building itself, but also it is due to a novel approach of the green public procurement, where high environmental requirements are within the tendering process were achieved. It's a novel model and that's why this model is widely replicable and scaling up by all the local authorities in Italy and in Europe. It's a concrete action promoted by Pesaro municipality to fight climate change. This award is a result of a strong collaboration between Pesaro Council and the local entities and cooperatives that have at their heart the protection of the planet, focusing on citizens' health and well-being. Antonio Brancati School is the first example in Italy that achieved 88 scoring LEED Platinum. It's an example of sustainable energy action that offers the best environment for teaching and learning. Finally, it is also a crucial contribution to a net zero carbon transition which can be replicated by other municipalities. Being awarded for energy temperate climates means to have the opportunity of turning the sustainability into culture and in our daily life. It's our major responsibility that gives us the boost in cooperating together for green cities, because we don't have a planet B. Today is a great day for Italy, for Pesaro municipality and cooperatives movement. And thank you again.
Fantastic. If you would move on just over there for your photo, that'd be wonderful. And congratulations again. Do you have more team members to join you as well? No. Oh, okay. So yeah, please do join Christian over there. Thank you very much. Congratulations. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we are now moving on to low carbon as our next category. And I'm delighted to invite Jean-Marc to come and join me back on stage again as our jury representative. So let's now look at the... Jean-Marie is going to be our representative, and this is how the rest of the jury looks like for low carbon. Wonderful. And these are the finalists. Wonderful, Jean-Marie. So tell us about how it went on this occasion.
Yes, as you can see, we have had a very interesting and diverse project to evaluate in this category. And so we had a housing, an office building, health services building, and also a semi-Olympic swimming pool. So it's very diverse. And it was very hard to select one winner. But we made that. And before announcing the winner, we would congratulate two projects with a mention. So, the first one, yes? So the first mention is going to an extension of a house. It's Esber House in Germany. We were very amazed by its emission rate. It's one of the best emission rates we have ever seen. It was 9 kilograms of CO2 by square meter and by year. It was very, very low. So, we could applaud. And then we can go to the second mention. Yes, it's the Spanish building, Entre Pacios Los Carolinas, so in Spain. It was very interesting because it was a holistic project that followed many sustainable principles, like materials with a very low impact, bioclimatic consumption, common spaces to encourage social interactions and contacts between users, and so on. And it really tackles the issues of carbon emissions. And also the inhabitants were included in the process, and so the project is also quite replicable. So it's a good example to follow.
Fantastic.
Los Carolinas.
Wonderful, two. Again, two really outstanding projects, so can't wait to hear who the winner is.
Yes, we arrived to the winner. And so I'm very pleased to announce that the low carbon prize is going to, 4 passive social housing units in France. So it's a project you see made in straw, and it's in straw and with wood. So 90% of the materials by volume are derived from plant fibers. And the use of such materials has a huge positive impact on carbon emissions. So the project shows a good way to follow, show that energy and environmental performances are well compatible also with social concerns and with a low rent. The energy consumption cost about, you are seated, 15 euros by month by accommodation. 15 euros is 13 British pounds. And last but not least, the project is also very replicable. It's a very good model for the low-carbon construction sector. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Marie. Much appreciated. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're now moving on to Sustainable Construction Grand Prize. And we have 8 finalists in this category. I'd love to invite to the stage now Cedric Borrell. Cedric, he's behind me. Now, Cedric is here both representing his company, which is Action for Market Transformation, working on projects internationally. Cedric is a long-term friend and supporter of Construction 21. And I'd just like to kind of point out that, amazingly, the projects also involve gamification, working with schools, working internationally, and you're even now moving out of real estate and looking into working with people on fleets, how to kind of support fleets of cars.
Yes. So we are working into collective impact initiatives. So we are bringing a lot of people together in order to do something difficult, but together. So it's about energy efficiency in buildings in a huge one-year contest coming into Britain next year. Or it's about using a lot 40 big landlords throughout Europe in order to build with reused material, which is very difficult to consider. So we are acting through collective impact initiatives.
Fantastic.
And once people realize something very great, it comes to Construction 21 to spread the word with the idea to set the benchmark that everybody should join or rejoin into their design.
Wonderful. Well, it's a real pleasure to have you with us for this. So let's have a look at the jury.
So I'm speaking in behalf of the jury, very good jury, but Brian, did you happen to fall in love with 3 people at the same time?
I try not to.
Try not to. So the jury, as in the other categories, fall in love with 3 projects. So we have 3 mentions for the 2. We are in the 2 last prizes of the night, and
you can run through the finalists first here, Cedric.
And this is Sustainable Construction Grand Prize. Excellent. So this Grand Prize is about how everybody should think and design a global comprehensive building with a very good functional program, a good architecture, of course, superb KPIs in sustainability and a good budget, because it has to be replicable. And first, with that in mind, the jury gave a first mention at Humanscapes Habitat Project. It's an Indian. This is not Glasgow. This is an Indian housing building, very inspirational for the jury, with a social vision and a low-tech sustainability. So go to India to learn clever low-tech buildings, and tonight I can give the mention to a representative from this building.
Yeah, we do have a representative from India. Wonderful. You've come a long way. Fantastic. And if you could maybe say a few words, it'd be wonderful, just for briefly. No, go for it. You've come a long way. Do. At least give us 60 seconds of your time.
Okay, thank you. Yes, it's a long way from India and a lot of carbon miles, I tell you. I would like to thank Construction 21, and one of the reasons we participated in this competition was it is very inspirational to see government, private, and public participation, which is what Construction 21 is about. And it's something that we really would like to promote in India, because between the government and the corporates, there's a big difference of worldview. And our project is actually how to use design to bring together the socio-cultural aspects, the environmental aspect, with technology. Because in India, we have challenges, which is, in terms of numbers, quite mind-boggling. And everybody wants to develop. You can tell us about 1.5 degrees, you can tell us about the carbon footprint, but there is 1 billion people who want to have their standard of living going up. And they want houses, they want energy, and they all want cars and roads and cities. So our challenge is to show that you don't need to achieve all this by following the standards and the example of the developed world, but actually find our own pathway. That's what the project is about, and that's what will make it reproducible and a model. Thank you.
Thanks, Pascal.
And sure, India can teach the world how to do a sustainable low-tech program. And the second love of the jury went to the frugal dimension of the eco-campus in Provence. So the student campus in France used bioclimatic design. It used bio-based material to achieve a very good combination of architecture and engineering to develop something optimal. And the third mention for the jury is more technological. We are going to China, in the north base of Customer Service Center, in a smart, sustainable building. It is integrated into a complex control of different functions, and a data analysis allows the comfort of the occupants to be optimized. This is a Chinese vision of the office building of tomorrow.
Wonderful. Thank you, Cedric. Very much appreciated for giving us all those mentions.
So, there's a big winner. It stands out from the crowd of the 192 buildings in the competition. And you can imagine the complexity of building a swimming pool and the complexity of optimizing the urban network and integrate the building as much as possible into its environment while optimizing the use of the land and create a garden on a limited space. The result is Turo de la Pera Sports Center in Spain. So this building combines a time-based structure, a very compact architecture for efficiency, a super great insulation and renewables in order to have the very low carbon swimming, the lowest carbon swimming you can have in Spain.
Very good. Excellent. And lovely. So, welcome to the stage. Congratulations, sir. So we have here our winner, which is Xavier Soto, CEO of Susana Pinto. Fantastic. Lovely. And Xavier, would you like to provide us a few words, perhaps? Be wonderful.
Well, good evening, everyone. I would like to thank, first of all, Construction 21 for organizing, for bringing all the construction, the building ecosystem, these kind of opportunities, and not from 2 or 3 years ago, but from far enough. Thanks also to the jury, Council of the City of Glasgow. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all. We are very pleased to receive these Green Solutions Award 2020-21 in the category of Sustainable Construction within the framework of COP26. I am Xavier Salto, Sustainable Consultant and Engineer of the team of the Turo de la Pera project, I'm here today on behalf of the architects Ana Noguera and Javier Fernandez, and also on behalf of the Barcelona City Council as the developer of the project. So it's a public project, public finance project, and also, of course, a long list of people who have made it possible. I want to stress that the quality of all the participants is very high. We took the opportunity to check project by project, and we want to transmit that our success, or the success in this building, has been to put sustainable architecture at the center of it, analyzing the whole building environmental impact, location, surroundings, landscape, materials, energy, water, and last but not least, occupants' well-being and comfort. Use solutions and technology with a smart approach, according to the building context, to have the leading role in the new European architecture. The quality of the project, as I said, that applied and the finalists demonstrate that the effort that professionals are making and how is it possible to go from words to deeds. Before I finish my speech, and knowing that we are an English-speaking environmental, I want to apologize myself for taking 15 seconds of speech in Catalan, my mother tongue, just to refer to my wife, who came along with me today, as she did for almost 13 years. Susana, gràcies per la teva infinita paciència, per la teva inacabable confiança i per sempre estar sempre al meu costat. Thank you very much all, and have a nice evening. Thank you.
Wow. Muchas gracias, Javier. Great. Now, Cedric, I think you're staying on stage for the next one, aren't you? Wonderful. And so, we're now on to the final round. Last, but very much not least, because as we all know, renovation is hugely important. When we start thinking about embodied carbon, renovation is a massive challenge for us as an industry, as we need to refurbish, repurpose, and renovate buildings. So Cedric's going to stay on to talk to us about the jury, but also we have Gary Cameroon, who's Head of Scotland and Senior Director for BNP Paribas. Gary, welcome to the stage.
Evening, ladies and gentlemen, and I'll join Councillor Creevy as a Glaswegian to welcome you all to our fine city. I won't take up too much time. This is for the proud winners, so a very brief word to say. BNP Paribas very proudly sponsored this event. This is our 7th year in a row, I think, we've been a proud sponsors. Thank you, Construction 21. Most of us in this room have a part to play in dealing with property, dealing with real estate and the impact that it has on the environment and our lives. So I won't go on much further than that. We all are probably converted. We need to bring people on the journey with us, and that might be as big a challenge as we have in turning these fine buildings into what they are. So I hope you enjoy your evening in Glasgow, and I will pass over to the main event of enjoying the prizes. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thanks, Gary. Much appreciated.
So this is the last category, and this is a very category which will bring us to carbon neutrality, I guess. So the most important one is renovation. There is no three mentions. This is a jury. There is no. There is a first mention of a highly replicable project that uses prefabrication. This is a renovation of a high school in France, in Bréquigny. Oh, you can see all. Okay,
running through our finalists.
The Bréquigny High School got a mention for being a great renovation. And I guess we got a representative of the Bréquigny School here to get this mention.
Do we have Chris Jones? Ah, great. Chris, welcome to the stage. Congratulations. Excellent. Congratulations.
There is one more mention. There is two other mentions, indeed. So the first is emblematic of the Chinese vision of renovation. This is a green renovation project of Kushan Civic Ethic Hall. It's a comprehensive renovation approach that places great emphasis on the performance, on monitoring for China. And a third great renovation for the jury is a triple space in Spain again that show that it's possible to renovate very simply while paying attention to the air quality, occupant comfort, and using an intelligent adiabatic system that anticipates the future cooling and heating needs. Ask your neighbor for adiabatic, and that we go for the big prize.
And so, gosh, we had lots of mentions here, so it must be a very big winner to have won the major award.
The last being winner of the 192 buildings is the Green Factory, located in front. This is a transformation of a disused factory into service building and laboratory. Everything in there, everything. Energy efficiency, material used low carbon and biosourced, air quality monitored in real time, and the whole approach combines everything that is necessary for a sustainable project, according to the jury, in Lyon, France.
Fantastic, and we welcome the project team to come up to receive their award. Mark Campesi. Well done, team. Congratulations. Fantastic. And perhaps you could give us a few words, speech, and then afterwards we'll do our photographs. So just to the side. Speech first. Fantastic.
There are some adventures that can't be led alone. I would first like to thank Maverick Pavilion, Cécile Raymond, my two architects, whose expertise was decisive, and of course, my teams, who were fantastic. Green Factory is a project that was particularly close to our hearts. Cultivating humility, imagine the future, thinking above all always about people. By recognizing the quality of Green Factory, you are validating this model. You are allowing us to say, yes, we are on the right track to deliver a different footprint on our planet. For all of these areas, and I, Marc Campesi, Cécile Raymond, are infinitely grateful for the award you are presenting him with today. Thank you for your attention.
So, a few more words. Oh, go for it, sir. Just to let you know, we have to wrap up very soon, so please be brief.
Je n'ai pas tout compris. After winning the grand prize in Katowice, it's really amazing to win this new prize for sustainable renovation in Glasgow. I want to congratulate all the candidates on the Construction 21 because we must share our experience. This is the best way to act for the climate. Special thanks to Mark for his belief in what we do, and to Cécile, who contributed in restoring the soul of the building. Green Factory was made possible by cooperation on collective intelligence. More than 25 local companies on my team have contributed to the design of this renovation. Each company has given their very best. This renovation uses accessible and effective solutions with a systemic approach. Embracing a low-carbon approach, we have chosen recycled and biosourced materials. They have been subjected to a life cycle assessment. Green Factory is also a smart building, not too complex, but that offers user comfort and clean interior air quality. Finally, my youngest daughter recently said to me, Papa, we can't create a lot of green projects if they cost too much. And yet, this is a real challenge. Green Factory reminds us that it's possible to renovate with quality and reasonable costs. We must do it everywhere. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you very much. That's a very important message that we can do this at reasonable costs. Ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of our sort of main awards program. We have some special announcements now. So thank you all very much for your patience. We're almost there. Alexia, going to come and give us some practical announcements?
Thank you everyone for your attention, and I hope you enjoyed the ceremony. I'm not the president, but I maybe can thank the team for all the preparation the ceremony demands. And I would like to remind you that we will gather after the event at the Corinthian Club at 7 p.m., so very soon, at the 199 Ingram Street, so it's 2 minutes walking from here. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Alexia. A very important announcement about some very well-needed refreshments. So I do hope that you'll all join us at the Corinthian Club. And I'm just going to pass the floor now to Christian, who's also going to remind us about the importance of the work of Construction 21.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Alexia. It's up to me to conclude. You are at the end of this meeting, ceremony. So I thank, of course, the City of Glasgow for hosting this ceremony. Thank you again. I of course, warmly congratulate the winners of the prize. I thank all the participants in this ceremony here in Glasgow who has braved the health barrier to join us and be here. Thanks to all jury members whose expertise guarantee the quality of the choice. Thanks, of course, to our chapter in Europe, in China and Morocco, which helped to gather all these case studies. Thanks to all support, partners and sponsors. I would like to thank on behalf of all of us, the construction team, and we have seen them here, who organized the entire Green Solution Award process. And so you were able to measure their commitment and engagement for this task. Finally, I have a special thanks to Brian Cagliari, which outstanding animation of the ceremony makes the success of our process. So thank you again, Brian. Finally, I remind you that Construction 21 is an association of national chapters, so you can join them and support our activities. We are open to new partnerships for chapters in new countries. We are focusing today in Africa, but I've heard that there's an interest in India, so other countries can join to have chapters. And finally, Construction 21 is also a social media without algorithm, a social media based on the relevance and legitimacy of the contribution that you can support by contributing on the portals, but also sharing posts on social network. Thank you for being here, and I hope of your support. Thank you.
Thank you, Christian. So, ladies and gentlemen, there we have it. So as I said at the beginning, it is a challenging time, as we all know. The climate crisis requires us all to dig very deep as we try and make these changes happen. And I hope you all agree that what a fantastic evening we've had. What we've seen tonight, I would say, is hope. We've seen hope for the future. We've seen hope that demonstrates what's possible when we all collaborate, when we think differently, when we strive for our best. So please do go and pass the word on. Do tell your friends and your colleagues. Promote the work of Construction 21, because this is really important, really fantastic work. It's so important that we explain to people and we show people through our actions, because maybe pledges aren't so important. It's actually actions that speak louder than words, isn't it? And I think what we've seen tonight is a real celebration of actions. So I love doing this event. I love Construction 21. I think what you do is fantastic work. So please continue to support Construction 21, and let's see it grow stronger and stronger. And finally, we're going to do a photograph of you all from the front so that we can get one big picture of you all celebrating. So if you can kind of take your celebratory kind of stance, and Craig, if you're going to come to the front, are you, and take a photograph? Pardon me? Oh yeah, if we can have the winners could come to the front, that'd be great. So all the people that were winners, please do come to the front with your trophies, and we'll try and stage some sort of winning photograph. Wonderful. Yeah, why don't we give the winners a round of applause as they come forward? We've got 60 seconds. This is going to be a great photograph. Make sure you're in it. Okay, big smile. Cheese. Fromage. Oh, hang on there 1 second. Hang on there 1 second. Super photographer Craig is not finished with us yet. Craig, are we done? Oh, we're done. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we need to leave very quickly. So please, as soon as you are, leave the room, and we're heading off to the Corinthian Club. See you for a drink. Thank you very much, everybody.